What's going on, everybody? Dr. from Average Gamer, guys. We are back yet again and into a little bit of Apex action today. So what we've got for you is a little bit of, I guess we'll call it a review. We'll also call it some impressions, and this is a pretty hot topic for those of you that are playing Apex or interested in the Apex community. And I thought this would be interesting to do. So today we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about the Battle Pass. And then the second thing we're going to do, and it probably might not be in that order, is we're going to talk about Octane, our new character that we've got, the new legend jumping into the arena. So with all that being said, before we jump into it, welcome to the channel if you're new. If you've been here a while, thank you so much. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us. For those of you that don't know, if you are new to the channel, we do a lot of Rocket League. We do a lot of other stuff. We're definitely trying to upload a lot more Apex and get that into our mix of videos. But the best way to hang out with us, if you enjoy Apex content, and just want to chill with us, we're doing pretty regular streams at night, Eastern Standard Time in the US. So hop over there, hang out with us, shoot us a follow. All of our links are in the description below. You can also join our Discord. That link is below as well. And that will give you the info. And we chat a lot there. We've got a growing community over there, so really fun time. Good opportunity to meet up with some people if you're looking for some folks to play. And then you'll be up to date on all the info whenever we do happen to go live or anything else comes out, Rocket League tournaments, whatever we end up doing. So that's the shameless plug, but welcome to the channel. So let's jump into this today. I want to talk about, again, I want to talk about Octane, and I want to talk about the Battle Pass. And the reason I didn't do this the day it came out or the day after it came out was because I feel like there was a lot of very quick reactions without a lot of people having a lot of good information. So at this point, we're a couple of days past the Battle Pass being out. I've got a good, I don't know, quite a few hours into the new character as well as into the Battle Pass. So let's talk about the Battle Pass first. Here's what I'm going to say up front. Battle Passes, in my opinion, doesn't matter what game they're for. They've always been, they have the opportunity to be really good. They have the opportunity to be really bad. But they've always very usually, for just about every single game that you come across, is very cosmetic related, and that's exactly what this one is. We get the opportunity for a bunch of skins. We get the opportunity for a bunch of banners. We get just the opportunity for some new dialogue. We get some Apex packs. Here's what I like. Let's start with the things I like up front. First of all, it's only 950 Apex coins, which is literally $9.50 if you're in the US. For a pass for 100+ items, way more than 100 items actually, pretty good deal, right? It lasts 90 days, which I think is a really good time frame. That gives people plenty of opportunity to get in, play the game. You don't feel like you have to grind the game every single day, and I think that's important. On top of that, here's what's really interesting. Just like in other models, basically since Fortnite did that, a lot of other battle passes have done this. You buy the first one. If you don't spend any of your Apex coins, you're going to end up getting 1,000 Apex coins out of this battle pass if you make it all the way to the end. So if you think about it, you're getting a 50 coin return on your investment, which you can then, you really can't use that at this point for anything, but it buys your next pass for free. That model works really good. So you spend 10 bucks this time, you get the next one if you make it all the way through the end. Seems like a pretty dang good deal to me, especially if you really enjoy playing the game and really are enjoying Season 1. As far as the cosmetics and the other stuff and the banners and the audio and stuff, for me, it's kind of whatever. I think there's some really cool stuff in that. Yeah, I would have liked a little bit more diversity, and some of the best skins are on some of the, I won't say the least used weapons, like the Havoc, but definitely on some of the mid-tier used weapons. What I will say is I'm okay with that. At least there's some cool skins in there. There's definitely a variety, and there's also, for me, some of the better guns have skins closer to the end of it, which is kind of your reward for making it to that level. 100 levels. Let's talk about how big it is. I like that. I think that's really good. I think that's a good size. It's actually like 110 based on what you can end up picking up. And what I'll say is again, I like this battle pass. I didn't have really high expectations for it, again, because it's all customizable items. The other thing that I'm going to say that I think is really good, that for those that don't end up picking it up, they did still include a couple of Apex packs and a couple of other free items, which I think was really good for the community in general. Granted, this is a free game. This is how I look at this battle pass. It's $10 to support not only the content that they made, that Respawn made, but also to support the game in general. And for me, that is more than worth the value. The other thing that I really enjoyed about it is, say what you will about the cosmetics, and I've seen a lot of people talking about they want more Apex packs and certain things like this. Here's what's really nice inside of it. Inside of it, you get a guaranteed epic and a guaranteed legendary Apex pack if you make it to those appropriate levels. That in and of itself is awesome, and very much like Rocket League, it has the opportunity inside of it for getting additional bonus experience that you can earn while you're playing the pass. So as you grind it a little bit and as you work through the levels, once you start to get, and I forget when the first one is, near the 20s or something, you're going to start getting bonus experience. That to me makes so much sense because that starts to reward you for putting the time in. So all in all, it could be better. I'll be the first one to say it could be better. There could be a little bit better variety. Again, Apex packs would have been kind of a few more, another guaranteed epic or another guaranteed legendary, especially if you maxed it out, would have been a nice little touch on the end of it. But for what it is, it's a pretty good value, and the fact that, again, you basically get it for free if you make it to the end, I think is a really good setup. And they took that model from, again, Fortnite and a lot of other games, so that makes sense. The other thing I'll say here, and is a huge topic of the community, is how long it takes to level up. So there is a lot, and I'll post some of this down below for the Reddit for Respawn's responses to this. It looks like a lot of additional experience and more experience than it would take you to level up. While on face value that is true, the actual amount of experience, especially when you factor in the bonuses that you get from using the different characters, which I thought was a great idea as kind of a quote-unquote challenge, makes it so there's a diversity of people playing it. So hopefully people start to mix it up and use different legends, which was the whole intent and purpose. But on top of that, those extra bonuses and everything like that make this, especially in a 90-day period, very achievable. Is it easy? No, and I'm totally okay with it being easy. I saw a couple of comments where people thought that after one day or a couple hours of playing, this should be at like level 10. That's just way too much, especially when you consider the bonuses and everything that they're giving you. Again, I think that's way too much. If you really want this stuff soon and early, pay for them. That's my honest opinion. The pace it is now, could it be tweaked just a little bit? Could it be made just a slight bit easier? Yeah, sure it could. They could take 1,000 or 2,000 experience needed off of the base level, and I think it would be at a really, really good level. It shouldn't feel like so much of a grind that you have to literally play 5 hours a day in order to get it, but that's not the case, especially if you can play and you're relatively decent. If you're bad and you jump into games and die and you only get 500 experience a game, yeah, it's going to take you a while. But if you play some games and you're decent, you can get some top 3s, and you play for a couple of nights a week, and then maybe a little bit longer on the sessions. You get some of the bonuses, play with some of your friends. I think that's going to be huge, and we're going to see a lot of people finish it by the time it's over. So, as with every battle pass, it's going to take time for them to tweak it. It's going to take time for them to really figure out a good flow. I'm sure they've gotten just a ton of feedback on it. I'm sure we'll see some tweaks in the future. Here's the other thing with the experience is it opens up them the ability to do double XP weekends or certain special events, which I think is really, really neat. So we've got to look out forward to that. This is the first one. I see a lot of people being like, this is busted and broken. If we think about the first battle passes for just about any game, they all needed tweaks, right? Look at Fortnite's, look at Rocket League's, look at Call of Duty's. They all needed some help, and they all got critiqued. So I would just tell everybody, if you're considering it, play the game. See how you do on the levels up. See how you do 30 days in. And if you end up getting to the progress level that you're comfortable for, buy it. If you don't spend the money and don't spend the $10. But just realize that you're not going to then be able to get the next one for free, essentially, quote unquote, especially if you can make it. So these are 100% my opinions. I do feel like we've got probably exactly what we deserve. A little bit more diversity in some of the items would have been really nice. But overall, it's a pretty good value considering that the game is free. So I think that's also an important note to point out there. So I would be really curious to hear what you guys think in the comments, especially if you play and are interested in the game. Obviously, the game came with some bugs, and there's some things on PC and consoles and stuff that still need to be worked on. 100% agree to that. So that is going to be a continual issue, though, especially with a free game and all the hacking and everything that's going on, especially on the PC version. We really don't see this. I play this on console. I think that's important to note, but there still needs to be some work done on the game itself. But overall, you could argue it's probably one of the best experiences that we have in the Battle Royale currently, especially for how new the game is. So I kind of keep that in the back of my mind when we're talking about this. So let's transition a little bit and talk about the new character, Octane. First impressions, he's pretty awesome. I think most people would agree. I think his abilities line up really well. I think he's really well balanced and plays a good role in the meta. Obviously, there's this huge swath of players that want to play as him. You've got the disconnect issue. You've got the discussions about solo and doubles and all these other things. I'm going to put all that aside. I have very specific opinions on those, but I'll put those aside and just want to say this. Let's just talk about the character. I think he's really cool. I think his design is neat. I think his origins and why kind of they brought him in, especially from Titanfall 2 and who he's kind of based around, I think is really, really cool. And again, I feel like his abilities are very well suited for the game, for the meta, and he finds an interesting niche for me because he's a decent balance of some of the, in my opinion, some of the better characters. You've got Lifeline, so if his passive ability does some healing, 1 health every 2 seconds, which I think is a really, really good rate. I'll be honest, I think that's perfectly balanced. And then you've got his tactical ability, which gives him a 30% speed boost for 6 seconds at the cost of a percentage of health. I think this is also really well situated. So you've kind of got the Lifeline with his passive ability. You've got a little bit of Bangalore with her speed boost ability. So you've got those two. And then honestly, the jump pad, his ultimate, is probably one I use it. Probably not the best as I could in a tactical situation. But what I find interesting is, especially used in the right area, it allows you to do 3 things. Get into a fight, get out of a fight, and interestingly enough, allows you to combat a Pathfinder a little bit with their ability to set up a zipline or do a grapple up to a higher area. So those 3 characters combined, and you can rank them however you want, it's kind of interesting how he's a little bit of a blend of those 3, and like I said, I think fits in really, really cool. I've seen some discussion about his skins and certain things like that. I won't talk to cosmetics. I think he's just like every other character. He's got some good ones and he's got some bad ones, but I definitely think he was an interesting add. He definitely comes in for me at a little bit more of a top tier character, definitely near the top in my opinion, just with his abilities. And I think it's definitely changed some things up and helped the game. There's obviously some characters that still need some balancing, but I was really happy to see in the patch notes that Respawn took the chance to fix some of the hitbox issues, making Pathfinder a little bit better, making some of the other Caustic and Gibraltar characters that were not so good slightly better, but still need a little bit of work. So I'm curious to see how as we get new legends into the game, they continue to get released. But I have really high hopes that they're doing the due diligence where the game honestly needs it. New characters always have the ability to really either disrupt or add to the game, and in this case, I feel like we really added to the game and didn't disrupt a whole lot. Again, put aside all the people wanting to play as them and not getting it second pick and quitting right away. That is a problem that we have to still, as a community, figure out and fix. But I will tell you, his addition I think was really good. And as always, I'm very curious to hear what you guys think in the comments for both. Let me know what you think about the Battle Pass. Let me know what you think about Octane. And let me know what you're hoping for the future of this game. Like I said, put a ton of hours into this game. Really, really do enjoy it. In my opinion, one of the best VR games we have out on the market today. I played a lot of PUBG, played a lot of Call of Duty, and for me, as a whole package, this one beats both, just does not compare. And I'm really looking forward to what Respawn and the team are going to continue to do. Again, there's still issues to be fixed. I 100% agree. I think there's still some weapon balancing. I think there's still some character balancing that we could do. I would be really interested to see, again, more new characters come into the mix, a new map, and then obviously fix just the plethora of issues that are going on the different systems to get this game to where it is. But it's early, and it plays pretty good for for how early it is, and I'm really, really excited about that. So as always, just my thoughts. Thought it'd be really interesting. Take a step back, let this process run out a little bit and see, you know, get a lot of the feedback after 12 hours out of the way and really make my own impressions. So let me know what you think down below. If you enjoyed the Apex content, wow, I can talk today. Hit a like, hit that thumbs up button. Again, if you're new, like, comment, subscribe. Links in the description for all of the different platforms, Twitch, Twitter, and our Discord. Feel free to join us on that, and hopefully soon we might be able to play some Apex with you guys. Doc from Average Gamer, guys, as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.